Making news this week, should trolling be criminalised? Zelda Williams' withdrawal from social media reignites the debate.
Here at home, protests to lift the ban on marriage equality continues.
And science reporter Cahli Samata joins us from the Perth Science Festival with a special report.
This is the Evening News with Ivan Leung and Danielle Staniskov.
Good evening. There are calls for tougher action against cyberbullying after Robin Williams' daughter Zelda Williams was sent with Photoshop images of her father's dead body and disturbing messages from trolls on Twitter. The 25-year-old has abandoned her social media accounts. Harper has our top story tonight.
This disturbing news surrounding Zelda Williams has sparked an inquiry into cyberbullying and a specific type known as trolling, where bullies cleverly and deliberately devise ways to attack other people online. Something that news commentator and controversial figure in today's media, Howard Sattler, understands all too well.
Well, I think they should be facing the same sort of retribution as, say, if I said things like that in the normal media, in the mainstream media. They should be held to account. They should be, on many occasions, hauled before courts and done over for millions of dollars for defamation of people and all that sort of thing.
Although Howard says that cyberbullying and trolling should be criminalised, the opposition says that social media is just too hard to regulate.
People who have social media sites, I think, have a responsibility to do what they can to remove postings, for example, which are clearly designed to bully people, but it's very difficult.
Howard believes that social media organisations should be held responsible for preventing cyberbullying.
It comes back to the people who run the whole system, the Twitter people in this particular case, or Facebook, and they know who the originators of these people are.
The Shadow Minister for Youth says it's up to parents and schools to educate children from a young age.
I think parents have a responsibility and an obligation to talk to their children about social media so that they can understand how potentially dangerous it can be if it's misused.
Harper, WAMN News.
The fight towards marriage equality continues with a demonstration held in Perth this week. Protesters criticised former Prime Minister John Howard's marriage legislation amendment bill.
10 years after former Prime Minister John Howard amended the definition of marriage, activists gather in the streets of Perth for another rally. They chanted slogans and signed petitions demanding the government to act more progressively on this issue. WA Greens MLC Lynn McErlain also lended her support.
Marriage equality is long overdue. Other countries around the world have already embraced this, and many of the cultures that are most similar to us have embraced this.
Close to 100 demonstrators have attended this event. Organisers are happy with the number of attendees. They also highlighted the society's discrimination towards transgender people.
I think reversing the ban is something that we need to have to be able to get legal formal equality, but also to fight against homophobia and transphobia and different discriminations against LGBTI people in general.
Back in August 2004, the Howard government has amended the legal definition of marriage as a union between man and woman. The Abbott government has remained its stance not to legalise same-sex marriage. Patrick Lazar's WAM News.
After 28 years contributing to the community, WA's renowned music club, the Fly-By-Night, has been forced to find a new home. There was an outpour of support from both the community and the arts industry. Kierath Taplin has the story.
Perth's well-known music club, the Fly-By-Night, is fighting to stay at their drill hall venue in Fremantle. The club handed over 7,500 signatures to Fremantle MP Simone McGurk at Parliament this week, urging the government to take action as the venue belongs to the state-owned organisation, the National Trust. The National Trust has handed over the lease of the venue to a commercial provider, forcing the club to find a home after renting the accommodation for 28 years.
The sort of work that Fly-By-Night does in supporting emerging artists, but also their community work, I really seriously doubt will be provided by a commercial provider.
The Fly-By-Night's board member, Steve Wells, is disappointed about the National Trust decision. Some staffers in the club believe the venue has gone to the highest bidder rather than the not-for-profit organisations.
The fact that this has been a not-for-profit organisation for 28 years, and even engraved on the ground it says, I'm not in it for the money, I'm in it for the volume. And now, as of this point, people are in it for the money.
Fremantle Mayor Brad Pessett has stated that it is understandable that people find this disappointing.
The best thing that we can do now that the National Trust has made its decision is actually work with the flyer to find them a venue that will work for them.
Kierath, Taplin, WAMN News.
An exciting sneak peek video has been released by the Department of Transport regarding the design of the $1 billion Gateway WA project. Parts of the Tonkin Highway will receive major overhauls in an effort to reduce congestion around the airport. But Transport Minister Nalder was reluctant to release a cost breakdown of the $2.2 billion airport rail project.
We're not wanting to get into the specifics of this at this point in time because we're in the process of negotiating or commencing a tender process, and we really want to keep the detail around the costings reasonably tight.
The Cockburn City Council submitted a new boundary adjustment proposal after a special meeting. The new plan aims to keep River Lake and southern parts of the proposed Road Highway Stage 8 in order to retain rate revenue. Meanwhile, Coolbellup and Janicote Airport will be given to Melville, and Hamilton Hill will be given to Fremantle.
Our newest proposal seeks to reduce that number substantially of our population going north, and also to protect our River Lake industrial area, where it's a significant rate base for the city of Cockburn.
A huge festival will be held in Fremantle this October to remember our ANZACs who never returned home. 849 Fremantle soldiers paid the ultimate price during World War I, and the City Council has expanded the commemoration program by permanently displaying their names on the Fremantle War Memorial. The plaques will be unveiled in next year's ANZAC Dawn service in April.
Because our War Memorial here in Fremantle has never had those names on them, so using the centenary to do that, I think, will be a really important addition to the memory of the ANZACs, but also to our cultural heritage.
And now it's time for a very special science segment with Cahli Samata joining us from the Perth Science Festival.
Hi, I'm Cahli Samata and I'm here at the Perth Cultural Centre today to celebrate National Science Week. I'm here with Joshua Bamford from Backyard Biologist. How are you going today?
Yeah, great, thanks Carly.
That's good. So what exactly does backyard biology do?
Well, we're here with our stall talking about all the benefits of having a native garden, from bringing in some of the local wildlife and providing habitat for them, to actually keeping your house cooler.
And how do you keep your house cooler with native wildlife?
Well, we've actually set up a bit of an experiment today. Being National Science Week, we thought that was appropriate. So we've got these trays down here, if you'd like to have a look.
Yeah.
We have, starting with the paving, that's been getting really hot. We put these out at about 11 o'clock this morning. The artificial turf is even worse. Because it's all plastic and rubber, it's heating up quite nicely at this time of day.
Yeah, it feels really warm.
Yeah. Compared to, say, the natural lawn, and even better, your native garden style mulch and leaf litter here is keeping really cool, actually cooler than air temperature at the moment, which is great. So this is just one of the benefits of having a native garden, is you can actually bring your energy costs down because it keeps the surrounds of your house cooler. Even better if you have some tall overhanging trees, nice bankshires or something, and that brings in some of your local bird species like the endangered Carnaby's cockatoo, provides habitat for them.
That's really interesting. So, do you have an experiment for us today?
Yeah, we've actually been plotting the temperatures of these over time. So by the end of the day, we'll have a nice graph that shows how the temperatures change during the course of the day.
National Science Week brings together the community to celebrate the achievements of Australian scientists. As you can see, many people turned up to celebrate science and get involved in a fun and hands-on way. From the Perth Cultural Centre, I'm Cahli Samata, and that's Science.
Thank you very much, Cahli, and we hope you enjoyed this week's program. You can read the latest news on our website.
Enjoy your week. We'll see you again next Sunday.
Bye for now.